Hello and welcome to the application and interview component of our lesson plan outline. We're going to be discussing CTE Standard 5.4 related to the interpretation of information for decisions. Let's start with some essential questions. What is the purpose of an interview? How does it relate to me obtaining the desired job that I have identified in previous lessons? What do employers look for during an interview? This can include verbal and nonverbal cues and responses to questions. How does preparing for applications and interviews benefit you in obtaining your ideal job? Next up, we're going to discuss desired results of this lesson. Students will compile information created in previous lessons, including resumes and job descriptions, into a coherent format related to the application preparation and interview response processes. Students will use knowledge of standard English convention in their writing, revising, and editing of applications, interview questions, and interview responses. Students will examine the way that word choices affect meaning by focusing on strong, active verbs to respond to interview questions. We have created a rubric assessment for this lesson plan and posted it online for your review. Please see the box above for a link. And now for some additional assessments. Students will brainstorm with a partner to create questions they may receive during an interview for the job they are seeking. Students will prepare to address the 5 most common application mistakes, including incomplete applications, applications that are hard to read, applications that do not cohesively demonstrate the skills and experience of the applicant, and several more. Students will conduct a taped mock interview with a partner using the questions that they have prepared. The students will evaluate the performance with a pair share at the completion of the exercise. The first lesson will include a brainstorming session of common mistakes, the sharing of information on applications and interviews, brainstorming potential interview questions, and discuss/demonstrate how they would respond. Interpretive dance of common nonverbal mistakes is highly encouraged. The second session will include pairing and disseminating interview questions and cameras, conducting the mock interview, the evaluation discussion of that interview, and the preparation of the self-reflection essay. Students will be informed that an incomplete application and unfavorable interview will likely result in the removal of consideration for the position they are applying for. Planning ahead and preparing for these steps will increase their chances to obtain their desired job identified in earlier lessons. Students will gain insight and experience into the application and interview process via hands-on experiential learning. Students will be assessed throughout the lesson to ensure a successful transfer of learning is taking place. Students will use the prior lessons to conduct research on typical questions associated with their chosen. Students will include this information in their self-reflection assessment. An outline and agenda for each lesson will be sent to students prior to the start to allow them to prepare. We will need several different types of materials, which can be accessed at the link above. Safety considerations. The internet is a very strange place. We want to direct students to appropriate websites to ensure they're not distracted by anything that is not related to this course. Caution needs to be applied when addressing and receiving inappropriate advice, such as lying on applications or engaging in unethical behaviors. A professional atmosphere is needed to ensure that students feel safe and secure in their setting. Reflections on how to improve for the next iteration of this lesson plan. Issue number 1, removing the hissing sound from the audio recording. Consider online mentoring for industry-specific questions and evaluate industry-specific hiring questions with those mentors. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Created using Powtoon.